Thank you very much. Can you hear me? All right. Let me bring up my presentation. I Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we have your presentation.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for the opportunity to make this presentation. And although I was preparing for 1:30, but when I got the news, it was perfect timing that I could make it here by this time. So, um, sorry, I'm trying to move. How do you move to the next slide? Okay. So I'm trying to move. Can everyone see the change of slides? I just want to make sure everyone is together with me. Okay, I believe everyone can see. So, when I received this topic, I was very, very happy to talk about it because it has a lot to do with the work that I do full time at Takeout Media. And the new media space basically is an umbrella for every form of communication, really, which disseminates information using platforms powered by the internet. And we are all aware of that, and we all experience and we all live in what is called the new media. I believe the term new media was given when people came to when the internet was introduced and people began to publish content and consume content using the channel of the internet. And it has really given rise to various questions, and one of the questions that it has given rise to is the question becomes, how does this affect our lives beyond content consumption? Basically, it has heightened the entrepreneurship market. It has given us access, most importantly, are the new opportunities that come with every innovation. New media has been able to do two things to the world, right? It has democratized opportunities and fastened globalization. The question becomes, how does these affect our lives beyond content consumption? It has heightened the entrepreneurship market, and this leads to our next terminology, which is, what is digital entrepreneurship? Basically, a digital entrepreneur, sorry, it's everything, okay. Okay. Basically, a digital entrepreneur is anyone who owns a business online or who facilitates the provision of services or goods using the digital channel. Most of these businesses have no physical structures because their operations are 100% digitized. So new media basically is a colossus, creating jobs for everyone from tech company owners to the individuals whom their platforms are for. A digital entrepreneur is anyone who owns a business online. Most of these businesses have no physical structure, like I mentioned, and most of them now are moving to be 100% digitized. So for some statistics, in Nigeria, MSMEs, which are majorly entrepreneurs, contribute 48% of the gross of the national GDP, accounting for nearly 96% of businesses and just over 84% of employment. Entrepreneurship is obviously the strength of the nation's employment rate, and the new media has played a major role in helping that expand even further. So the question now is, We've spoken about new media and we've spoken about digital entrepreneurship. How has new media transformed entrepreneurship? That's usually the question I get because the answer is right in front of us, but oftentimes I see a lot of people don't seek to ask this question. And I mentioned earlier that number one is globalization. So this means that the new media has established the world as a playing field for everyone. Now, what that means is everyone now has access to almost any kind of opportunity. A few years ago, everyone thought conventional banks were the only options when it comes to banking. But with technological advancements like the likes of Kuda Bank, like most fintech platform has made already good systems offerings for bank and has made banking to become easy and accessible to almost everyone. And with the world literally becoming a global village, the new media has eradicated the middleman and other bureaucratic constraints to give this assertion context. In Nigeria now, for example, a few 5 to 10 years ago, to be taken seriously in the comedy space, you have to pray for an opportunity basically to stand up at a set at night of 1,000 or at night of 1,000 lives or an AY live show. But now there are over 200 comedians in the Nigerian comedy space. Now you only have to record anything you think is funny, post it, and you have an audience. Let's look at some examples of how of various digital entrepreneurs that currently exist. We have the likes of Eden. What does Eden do? Eden basically is a platform that enables the exchange of services. We are all familiar with the likes of Netflix. Netflix is a platform that helps us access entertainment. We are all familiar with Eden. Basically, with likes of Eden, formerly known as Eden Life, you can now say goodbye to home chores forever and live your life on autopilot. So digital entrepreneurship has helped innovative business ideas come up to solve problems that have to do with contextual living. Next platform we have like that of Netflix. Netflix home videos and cables were the only option for entertainment. And most African countries. Soon came cinemas, then came video on demand platforms that has revolutionized the industry. This means that as these platforms grow, there are new opportunities and new lifestyle changes. You can watch a whole movie whenever, wherever, and however. So it has really opened and broadened the access. The next person you see is Brother Shaggy. I'm sure we are all familiar with him. And the chances of Brother Shaggy making it big in the comedy space 15 to 20 years ago in Nigeria is so slim that you can say it's non-existent because there was a pecking order that existed. Now he's able to gain industry grounds and even break into the entertainment space to become an actor because the barriers of entry have been broken. We have the like of PiggyVest. The idea of a digitalized savings platform was a foreign idea a few years ago. But with the advancement in technology, people are able to access this now. Now, the fact is, digital entrepreneurs, as a result of the digital platforms that has proliferated the economy, has opened us up to new things that have never existed before. It has given the younger generation and even the older generation access to creativity that would have never found expression before. I mean, even the comedians we're speaking about, they couldn't create comedy like this. It was either you did a stand-up, you did a play, or you did a show. That's a TV show. But right now, with the smartphone and with the social media page, you could become the next big thing. And right now, they have become the next greatest media platform. The influencers have become the next greatest media platform to be used by brands to reach their target audience. So it sounds so easy, and I know most people will say, "Oh, with this we've said, I mean, we should all be digital entrepreneurs," but not exactly. Not exactly. It's not exactly so. It's not exactly that easy. It's not exactly that direct. New media doesn't completely eliminate the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, and I would run us through some of the fundamentals that I've noted that new media doesn't totally eliminate. Number one, Sorry. Okay, yes, next slide. Number one is new media doesn't take the fact that as an entrepreneur, you are still dealing with risk. It's the sole responsibility of the entrepreneur to manage the social perception of their brand and be able to carry out crisis management beyond communication. Whatever risks associated with the product or service being rendered on the platform is the full burden of the entrepreneur. Now, it has given everyone a platform. However, it doesn't stop the fact that risks still exist. And even it has made it so much so that if you have a brand that fails digitally, the internet will never forget because they have a memory of how that failure happened and it can never be deleted because it's the internet. So it places a burden on the entrepreneur to make sure that he mitigates against risks and make sure that he follows best global practices because you can be called out by anyone, anywhere in the world because of your products and services. Next one, resource acquisition. Now, what digital media has helped the entrepreneur do is resource acquisition. That is the ability to attract resources, both capital, both labor. Digital platforms has opened us up to greater ability to access resources. So resources like crowdfunding, a lot of people have engaged the tool of crowdfunding because right now someone from Japan can easily see your business idea and choose to invest in it. So crowdfunding platforms have come up and it has placed on the entrepreneur a wider reach to be able to access resources. And also with the tool of technology, people have been able to also access global talents. So I can have people that are employed, but are not currently living in Nigeria or not currently living in my locale. Another thing that it does not take away is team management, but it enables it anyways with great tools to manage teams. And no matter how big your team is right now, you have tools that will help you manage them and help you get the best from them and get the best of productivity from them. You have integrity. So integrity can never be taken away from entrepreneurship, although we all know that, what do you call it? Online or offline, nobody wants to do business with someone they cannot trust. Integrity is the currency to longevity in doing business. So integrity plays a major role, especially in the digital space that you can get easily called out for anything that you do wrongly. So social proof is a major tool that most digital entrepreneurs should be looking at in order to show, to engender confidence, because as much as the digital platform is a great tool, it has also become a great tool for crime. A lot of people have come up with great brands, and because of the way people have trusted the digital platform, they have used it as a tool to scam people. So integrity is very pivotal for the success of any digital entrepreneur. Personal branding. So digital personal branding basically is perception shaping. This involves the way the entrepreneur speaks, how he is seen or perceived, or who comes across their brand. 90% of the time, impression nails the sale. As digital entrepreneurs, as people who play in the new media and in the digital space, one of the things that a lot of digital entrepreneurs need to pay attention to is the fact that now people want personalized brands. You observe that every brand now tries to put a face to it because digital media has broken down the walls and has made the likes of UBA or Zenith Bank or whatever brand it is to become not just an institution, but a person. So you could easily talk to Zenith or talk to any bank or talk to any brand as a person. And they always want to know who is behind the brand. If you see the likes of Kuda coming out and other fintech brands that are coming out, you find out that they always want to put a face to it because now in the digital space, everything has gotten personalized. Another thing that you can't take away is the fact that there's a great need for originality. Every entrepreneur must stand out in the market for their business to stand out. This means that your content, product, or service must be authentic, not recycled or basic. It must be able to speak to that audience. This is a demand to be globally relevant. So the fact is, there's a greater call for originality because right now, a few clicks away, a few search away, I can find a replacement to this particular product or service that you're offering me. So digital entrepreneurship has broken that divide. As much as it has created that divide, it has also raised the standard for you to participate on across this platform. So if you are not creating original content, you are not bringing unique value to the market, the digital media space will obviously throw you away and reward another person with their money. And trust me, the people that are across digital media lose patience quite quickly. So it's always good to manage it when you have it. So I will just mention a bonus point for people who are looking to maximize the digital platforms, especially creatives, because I run an advertising agency and I deal a lot with a lot of the creative talents who market their services through digital media. Digital media. So it's a model basically I developed, and the model basically says when you are coming into the space, you need to first of all identify what existing industry framework exists. That will help you get your initial breakthrough and make progress. After that, you need to upgrade your skill sets and bring in some level of creativity and advance your framework. That will give you another level of edge. After that,
I think we lost Mr. Elijah Affi there, so let's give him a few minutes to sort out the technical difficulty and get our thoughts. Thank you.
is I guess some of the realities of digital media showed itself. Let me just finish up my presentation. So with COVID-19, new media is no longer an option, basically the obvious choice. It has its issues, just like we experience now. Sometimes network here and there, but it has opened us up to a lot of opportunities. Like I mentioned earlier that I recently went to the doctor and they wanted someone to speak, like the person I took wanted to speak to a specialist, and the specialist was willing to speak to the person remotely. And we've seen a lot of telemedicine apps come up, and all of that. And why I mentioned that is because it has made everything seamless and boundless. Just a click from your phone, you could speak to a doctor in India, and that means extra earnings. So someone can be in Nigeria and choose to earn in dollars globally because of the need for the request for a stent that has been made by those particular clients that are global. So I thank you everyone for listening to my short presentation. I hope I was able to keep to time. And if there are any questions or anything, I look forward to hearing. Thank you.